Before the first call comes in, before the city begins to move, there are men and women already preparing for the responsibility they have chosen to carry. They are their officers. They are the investigators. They are the specialists and professionals of the Dallas Police Department. Individuals who step forward each day knowing that service requires sacrifice, courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. In our new series, When Dallas Calls, we go beyond the uniform and beyond the calls for service to introduce the people who make up the department. Through their stories and through their experiences, we take you inside the specialized units, their mission, and the mindset of those who answer when the city needs them most. These are the men and women who rise before dawn, put on the uniform, and proudly wear that iconic Dallas Police badge, not simply as an emblem, but as a promise to protect, serve, and stand ready in moments of uncertainty. When Dallas Calls is more than a series about what they do. It is a tribute to who they are, their stories, their dedication, and the legacy they continue to build every day. Because every call has a story, every badge carries a responsibility. And when Dallas calls, they answer. Tracy, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, sir.
Can you tell the listener who you are and what unit you work?
I am Senior Corporal Tracy Morgan. I've been on the department 24 and a half years.
Okay.
I have a total of 33 years of law enforcement altogether, and I am in the greatest unit on this department, which is the Dallas Police Mounted Unit.
Yeah, I believe it was one of the original units in Dallas Police's history.
It is. In 1982 is when this unit came about, and a lot of people do not realize that we have been around for so long.
Yeah.
And it all started because of burglaries in the city of Dallas. And so to this day, the fact that back then officers patrolled on horseback in the alleyways, because you think about it, during the day, people go to work. Then you have suspects and crooks who break into their homes.
Mm-hmm.
A squad car driving down that alleyway can only see through the peep of the fence, if there is a peep of the fence. But a horse at 16 hands high, 18 hands high, as they're driving down that alleyway, can see completely over that fence line.
I never even considered that.
No, I didn't either.
Chief, well, hey, that's why we're here. We're here to learn, Chief.
Yeah, that's it. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
The Dallas Chief, Daniel Comeaux, is with us.
I'm always happy to be here, as you know.
But you also need to give a shout out to somebody, one of our listeners that I didn't know was a listener until yesterday. You better give a shout out.
Yes. I have to give a shout out to my my little sister, and she's becoming all Dallas, and she listens to the ATO podcast. So I have to give you a shout out. Now look, she's a little nervous about the shout out, although she's been bugging me about the shout out. So she's now doing deep dives, and she actually wants to meet some of the officers of the podcast that she's been listening to.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Monique. Oh,
Oh,
she's going to be here for Bags for Badges.
Nice.
Amazing.
She's going to be sitting at the table. I just look. She doesn't want me to say that now because she's very shy. Actually,
I
Okay.
bet she won't be sitting very long.
Right?
yeah, she's going to see a lot of the people up close and personal. Tracy, are you going this year?
I plan to.
Awesome. You had a good time last year, I know.
I did. I had a great time last year.
I think there's a video of that somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be Well, shout out. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to meeting you. We'll get a good picture at Bags for Badges.
we will make that happen.
Yeah.
She
Oh, yeah.
is going to be so embarrassed.
Oh, but she's going to have such a good time.
My mom's coming too.
I know. I saw her on the list.
Oh, wow.
But she just thinks she's coming to play bingo. She doesn't know quite
Yeah.
what type of bingo.
Yeah. We
It's
didn't
all
tell
right.
her everything yet.
She's going to like it. Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, we're not here to talk about purses and bingo and models. We're here to talk about our mounted unit. There's so much to get into with you, but I want to talk about the process as far as the application and then also the grueling training that y'all put on.
Wow, it's amazing that you say grilling training. So
I've seen them poor people out there.
It is rather grilling. So The school that we put on is very strenuous, but it's awesome. There's a reason for everything that those trainers do. It is a 6-week school, but before you can make it to the school, you actually have to do an assessment test. And that assessment test consists of tacking up and tacking down the horse. It consists of baling hay. It consists of lifting feed. It consists of mounting and dismounting, a horse. 3 of those things are timed. And they are timed so that we can make sure that you can handle the strenuous energy that takes place during that school. You have to pretty much stay in shape being in this unit. If you are not in shape in this unit, then you will have breathing issues. Things will go wrong.
Yeah, injuries.
So in that 6-week school, your first week is classroom. Your second week is the daring thing that a lot of people look forward to but don't look forward to is bareback week. And bareback week is done because it helps officers to find their seat. And a lot of people have asked, why do we still do bareback week? If you don't go through bareback week, you're going to have a challenging time in finding your seat on that horse. And all you have to do is sit, because the horses we use in the school, they already know what they're doing. And when you get on that horse and when you're relaxed, and imagine your knees down have to go into a noodle. And basically you're connecting with that horse on his barrel. As you ride that horse will push you down into the position that you need to go into. If you resist, then you're going to have a challenging time during bareback week. And that's where a lot of officers have a tendency to fail. That's where we sometimes have a 65% failure rate, because that person tense up. And all they have to do, listen to the horse, listen to the trainers, and they will successfully pass that class at the end of the week.
You know what I'm hearing right now? The little class that I took, the few hours that I took, really didn't mean nothing.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm hearing.
You
I went out and I took a class.
You didn't find your seat in bareback?
Well, I mean, look, I feel like I passed the whole mounted training class.
I saw you on the horse.
Yeah.
You went through a whole pocket full of corners on that little machine, huh?
Well, he did well because he was on my horse
Okay.
that I'm assigned to.
And what is your assigned horse?
His name is Hawk.
Yeah, I've seen Hawk.
Yeah. He's an 18 two-hand Percheron.
That was a big son of a gun.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I was not scared though.
No.
Yeah, right. Well, you had great people around you. That's what.
Right.
So, can you explain? You said find your seat. I'm a layman when it comes to this terminology. Can you explain that a little further for the listener?
Finding your seat is a position that you have to sit in with the horse. And if you look at us whenever you are riding, in the same way that you just reared back, you have to have your shoulders back, your chin is slightly up, but not extended. Your legs are down, your ankles are slightly in. We're not Western riders. Your toes are up and your heels are down. And when you put your chest out and your shoulder back, your waist down automatically cinches back into the seat. And as long as you are in every single proper position, your seat is found and you can feel it.
So you say you had a 65% fail rate. Usually whenever, and I know you just had a big class come in, did it start with 10?
It did, sir.
Okay, and how many made it through?
A total of 4 made it through, but then one of them ended up being injured. So she was a trooper. She made it through with her injuries and passed the class. So we have 3 of them that are active, but she's the 4th person. So as soon as she healed from her injury, she'll be back in the unit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a great rate.
Yeah, it's hard, but I know that we're gonna have motors on later in for one of these episodes in the series. But this historically has been one of the if not the toughest courses to go through, because it is so demanding physically and mentally.
Correct.
I mean, do you feel like an officer has to have riding experience before they go in?
Oh, no, sir. So it is actually best if that person does not have that experience. It's kind of like in the academy when they ask you, oh, well, have you shot before? And when they say yes, well, that can bring about bad habits. So coming into the mounted unit, as long as you don't fear and as long as you are not scared of horses and you know that's something that you wanted to do, then that means that you're going to learn the way that we teach you, the way the trainers teach you. That's the only way that you know. Because we have some officers, and even, myself, Western riding was the thing. And with Western riding, your toes are down and your heels are up and you have a lean forward and with a pommel. So you have to train yourself to rid those bad habits on the way that you used to ride. And the way to do that is you come in early, like most of us, do with the horses, and you get used to it. And you ride and you ride and you ride. And after a while, it becomes systematic to you.
That's interesting. I would have thought it would have been better to have riding experience, but I completely understand everything you just said, but I would have thought that riding experience would have been important.
Yeah. So was there a time in DPD when Western style was a thing?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did that start? We start getting away from that.
In the mid 90s.
Okay.
Pretty much is when they started getting away from it. And a lot of that had to do with the saddles, because we do still have some Australian stocks, but what we have now is the baits, and our riding style is an English dressage style of riding. And if you actually Google English dressage and then you look at us, you'll see the exact same thing. And the exact forms, that exact same legs, the head, and all.
That's amazing. I mean, there's a reason she's sitting here behind the mic.
It's a lot going on there.
It is a lot going on.
It is.
Do you know why they changed to that? Is it more effective in one capacity versus the Western style?
I think it's more effective with the horses. And to me, seemingly, it's like an easier ride. And with everything that we do, you don't need to lean forward every time, because a lean forward, you're pretty much telling that horse to go, go, go. So with the type of riding that we are in now, you have more control.
And you guys aren't just screaming down the streets when you're riding horses? That's not what we do here?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So the physical demand. I mean, I got a bad lower back just from years of wearing the gun belt and sitting on a horse that long. How you have to really do like certain workouts to get your body adjusted to accommodate that, because your body is not made to sit in the saddle for those long stretches.
It is not. So that's when that personal side is up to you. A lot of us work out. That's in the unit. We actually have a fitness room there at the mounted unit. So some of us who've been through a lot of that with the stretches and everything, and some of it I've headed up to help people because I coached summer track for 17 years. So knowing how to adjust. And a lot of times when a person has a knot, when they have a strain, I'm usually the first person to go to them to see, okay, this is what you have, this is what you need to do. So you're not steady in a lower back tightening. It's only when you're giving that horse a cue and you're riding and using your leg, you have to tighten your lower back. And when you release him, you release that lower back.
Man, well, it's over
Too
my
much
head.
going on
Yeah,
for me.
it is. Hey, she's got it. It's a science. It literally is a science.
It is. It is one of the most multitasking things that you have to do, and you slowly put it all together.
Well, and horses are so sensitive, and they could feel your nervousness and
They can.
and your personality and your mood.
Mm-hmm. Don't come to work having a bad day.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that now. So my thing is that it's best to get yourself together before you get onto that horse. But then if you have a horse sometimes that can sense that, he actually can put you in a better state, which is one of the reasons, they use horses, to help people,
Equine therapy.
mentally, equine therapy. Mm-hmm. So horses help you in so many ways than many of us don't even realize.
Well, they're very empathic. I mean,
Yeah.
They can transition energy from anxious or depressed.
Yes.
Man, I'm just a cop. This is way over my
yeah.
head. I didn't know we were going way over my head on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, that's why whenever we go out in the community and you have people who are nervous whenever they are around the horses, and the horses can sense that.
Yes.
They can sense when that person is nervous. I can't tell you how many people, but in the 6 years that I've been in the unit, we have helped so many people to overcome the fear of horses, because we'll tell them, take a deep breath, relax. And the only thing we ask you to do is not to put the hand to the mouth, because when you put the hand to the mouth, especially in a cupping form, that horse is thinking that you're giving him a snack. So that's when, they usually bite you. But if you turn the back of your hand, it does not look like a cup, and he will usually sniff you. So we've helped a number of people in the community who had a fear of horses by giving them instructions on how to walk up to that horse properly.
Speaking of, you just led me right into my next topic is community outreach.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big part of our mounted unit's function. Can you talk a little bit more about that, about the different type of events? And I mean, I follow your social medias, and there's always everybody wants to take a picture with y'all.
Yes. So we have our own calendar. We actually have 3 different calendars that we have to keep up with in the unit. Sergeant Renteria and myself pretty much log everything in. So we get those emails and we look at the calendar. Sometimes we'll have 2 events as long as we have enough officers. Right now we have back to school, that's coming up, different type events. We have, whenever business has an opening, we had officers to go to one of those last week. We have community that just have cook-offs in their community, and they want mounted officers to show up to their cook-off in their community. And of course, the officers love that because they get to eat. Yeah. That's one of the first things that the community people, do. The city of Dallas community loves the mounted unit, to the point to where we have so many communities who reach out to us, to our inbox, and who will say, oh, we haven't seen you guys in a while, in our community. And of course, we cordially let them know we're busy. Right. We have a lot going on. So let us know what community that you're in. When they send us the community that they're in, when we have a downtime, you can rest assured we show up. And they love it. And one of our best communities is on Channel 6. Whenever we show up there, they always take pictures and send it straight to their city council person. And so then the city council person usually ends up sending us a message saying thank you for showing up today.
No, that's what we like to see. Other type of events you do is large mass gatherings. The state fair comes every year, and then with that comes with Prairie View Grambling, and with that comes with the Texas OU game, the Red River Shootout, and just large crowds are here every year in Dallas.
Correct.
And y'all work those as well.
But before she answers that, I want to show her something.
Okay.
So I want her to get a comment since you brought up the state fair. Tell me what you think about that picture there.
Oh, that's you heading up that picture on that beautiful horse.
Yeah. Are you wearing the hat? Oh, he's wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
That's that long training class that I passed.
Yeah.
I think I probably passed just because I'm the chief, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You found your seat, though, clearly.
Yeah, I think I passed.
Are you going to be out there again this year?
Of course.
Yeah. Right.
Look, okay, so let me say this. I had a blast going to the training class, right? It was fun. I had a blast riding the horse through the state fair. But I'm mad at every single one of those mounted officers. Let me tell you why I'm mad. I went home to get out of the uniform because I had on the full mounted uniform, boots, hat, took the hat off easily, took the shirt off easily.
Boots.
Then it was time to take those boots off. My wife was dragging me across the floor trying to get the boots off. It took me 45 freaking minutes to get those boots off. No one explained to me how to get those boots off.
How to uncinch the string and knowing that you needed a boot jack.
Yeah, no one told me that. So I had these boots on. I don't have a boot jack at the house.
You better get one.
I got a wife that's not that big.
Yeah.
And she literally was dragging me across the floor. And I said, there has to be a better way. Thank God for YouTube.
And when you look at the boot, that boot is not just a normal string. We don't lace our boots the same way as you lace your tennis shoes or your other boots.
It was pretty I'm not exaggerating. 45 minutes to take those boots off to figure it out.
Yeah, she's not a good boot jack.
Yeah,
you need to get a real boot jack.
Yeah,
I think that was one of those intentional acts.
I think Mounted did that intentionally. That's why I haven't given.
Typically,
them
they won't give you a pair of boots. Those are they take a while to get in. So
right. Yeah.
You're lucky you had boots.
Yeah. that was. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just
No,
had to
no, I like
talk
that.
about me being dragged across the floor trying to get those boots
I
off.
got videos of you on that horse at the fair. Celebratory crowds versus hostile crowds. How does that change y'all's approach in working those?
It's somewhat relaxed because I'll say in celebratory crowds, for instance, during the fair, you have your bands, right? So they're there enjoying the music. They're not causing any problems. And that's just their fun. And to us, that's celebratory. And we're just there just in case. Now, when you go to the rowdiness of the crowd, and one of our biggest times that we had to be really, really active was doing all of the Palestine protests.
Yeah.
So during that time, and we have photos, and our horses made us very, very proud. So we prepare for stuff like this. That's why our training is so strenuous. With the flags, with the noise, with the sirens, with the lights, with the smoke. And the times that we had to show up at the Anatole Hotel, then they would come up to our horses and wave the flags, wave their poles on their microphones with loud noises, and our horses never budged. And simply because when you give those bad boys the right cues, they know when it's time to work. And when you're at a music event where people are having fun, they know when it's time to have fun. And all of that has to do with the cues, how you wrap your legs around them, and how you keep the reins connected to their necks.
But it's also important that you as the rider stays calm, but still aware of everything. So you got all that stuff going on with just the horse that we already discussed is way too much for us to comprehend.
Yes.
On top of that, be a police officer who's got to be observant and aware of everything going on around at the same time, and combine all that into one. That's a tough ask.
This is true. You have to take a deep breath sometimes, and you have to make sure that you're not nervous. Because if you're nervous, and if that horse raises his head up and his ears are pointed straight, he can feel your nervous tension. And if he takes his head from one side to the next, he's like, what's going on? Why are you nervous?
I'm wondering. I feel like, do y'all teach like an intimidation class for mounted officers? Because all of y'all look so intimidating when you're sitting on that horse.
They do.
Especially you.
Yeah.
You look like don't mess with me. And then your partner, you can't get them to smile. They're just looking at you with this frown on their face.
She's
Talk to me
intimidated now
about that.
sitting in a podcast chair.
Talk to me about. And is there a look that you're trying to portray when you're sitting on that horse?
It's automatic. It's automatic because when you're in that crowd that you know that's going to be a problem, you have to stay supple, just like your horse. But when you're in a crowd that's going to be fun, then you smile a little bit more.
Man, I haven't seen any of y'all smile on top of a horse yet.
So whenever you come to like one of the back to school events, and we will be at the mayor's back to school events, that's one of the events that you will see the smiles, the laughs, and everything. That's when we actually call the kids over to tell them it's okay, you can come pet the horse. That's a joy. That's a relaxing time for us. So it's kind of like you know when to play and you know when it's time to work.
But do you take a special class on that pouting look up there?
It's automatic.
It's just automatic?
It's automatic.
All right.
You either got it or you don't. Huh?
Yeah.
You have the stoicism up there.
Yeah, it's automatic.
How about the men with the mustaches on the horses too?
What about them?
I don't know. They got some big old mustaches.
They have some firefighter mustaches over there.
I didn't want to say that
Well,
intentionally. I didn't want
sorry,
to say
Chief Ball. Sorry, Chief
I didn't
Ball.
want to say fire because I know we have a lot of firefighters that listen.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I didn't want to say that.
I think we only have maybe one left. And I don't know if my partner will have his when he comes back because he's on vacation. So,
Okay.
but my partner is the ultimate hero of the department. Everybody knows Bobby Parrott.
Oh yeah, he's not. He'll come back. He's not getting rid of that mustache.
You don't think so?
No.
I like his mustache.
Yeah,
though.
Bobby-
He does have a fireman mustache.
Bobby will retire, and the mustache will probably do 2 more years after he retires in the unit. So it ain't going nowhere. So I want to get into the biggest challenges from the training aspect, and actually not only the training. You have to train to do the work. What are some of the biggest challenges y'all face over there?
Some of the biggest challenges, as you say, training with doing the work, is that you can't stop training. And when you come on this department, when they tell you that every day is a training day, Your biggest challenge is training your horse every single day. You have some horses when you come in, you don't necessarily have to give them too much. But you have some when you come in, you don't know what he's going to be like today. He's not going to be the same day before. So training that horse so that he don't regress. If you keep taking your horse out and you're not training him, that's a big challenge. You sometimes have to go back into the arena and go back to your basics to reassess that horse. You don't want to do that.
Do y'all cross-train intentionally on different horses, or do you mainly just stay with one horse your whole time?
You have an assigned horse, and it is to your betterment to cross-train with a different horse because all horses are different. There are no two horses in that barn that are the same.
And does that also come to when you're out purchasing horses? And I know we just purchased 8 horses. Do you try to purchase the same type of horse, or do you just look at the hand size and all of that?
Well, when you say same type of horse, we
Same
always...
breed. I know you have a certain size, but
right,
explain to me about the breeds.
A draft. So draft horses is what we try to train, and simply because of their size and the amount of work that we do. So majority of the horses in the barn are Percherons. They're crosses. They're quarters. We have Clydesdale. And yes, we try to stick to that and try to stick to the solid color, and simply because of uniformity. And if you notice, on all of our horses, all of their manes are roached.
Can you explain that?
Yes. So a lot of people think that those manes are roached because you don't want a suspect pulling, that hair. They'll have an advantage. But a lot of times, that's not the first thing that the suspect is going to pull. He's more likely is going to pull your reins, because some of them know that's the control of your horse. Now, if you think about it, the next time you see us, my 18 two-hand horse next to a 17-hand horse and then a 16 two-hand horse, with all of their mane being full, you can see the size difference. When you roach a horse's mane, and then when you're all riding together, they all pretty much look the same size.
It appears to me that Dallas PD horses are bigger than some of the other PDs. I know I was out in LA and it seemed like they had much smaller horses than us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that intentional?
It is intentional because we do a daily task of work, and we couldn't take just your everyday horse that's not a draft horse to do the amount of work that we do with this heat in the winter. So you have to have a horse that's strong enough. Draft horses have that proper muscle that we need to get our jobs done on a daily basis.
And I guess everything is bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
This is true.
Yep. Big D. You just have some horses you get in that you cannot train, that they never get it. And how do you deal with that?
If they don't get it, of course, the trainer lets the sergeant know that this horse is not getting, our way of training. Those horses have 16 obstacles that has to be learned. And those 16 obstacles are the same 16 obstacles that the officers need to pass our mounted unit test. So once they learn that, a lot of the old head horses already know it. A lot of our new horses are already going through it. But here's the deal. That horse does not get 100% of training before that trainer releases him, which is where your responsibility comes in. That horse is trained at about 60 to 70%. It is your responsibility to complete the training of that horse. And basically, that means that horse has been trained enough to be safe on the street to start his job.
If you have a horse that's struggling with one trainer, do other trainers come in and take a shot at it to see if there's a better result, or it's just the horse does not get it?
No. Basically, if that horse is struggling, it's that officer's responsibility to bring that to the trainer's attention.
Okay.
And usually that officer will get off of that horse, dismount, and the trainer gets on that horse. They talk and they discuss about what this horse is doing, what he's not doing, what he's not getting. So the trainer then go through that process. A lot of times, the trainer get it. And it's that rider's responsibility to pay attention to what the trainer is doing. Then they will switch spots again. That officer will get back on that horse, and then that trainer will instruct that officer on what he needs to do. And then you constantly repeat it. But for any reason, if that horse does not make it, he usually go back to where we received him from. So that's why we don't roach the mane until pretty much that they're off of training.
Okay, that makes sense. Chief mentioned 8 new horses that were donated to Dallas. Can you talk about those?
Yes, that's that. Now you talk about a smile.
Yeah, she's smiling.
Ooh, that is a smile beyond a smile. So that's a blessing. That was a true blessing for us, because when you have at that time 10 to 11 officers in the unit, and you don't have enough horses. So if a horse go down and you don't have a relief horse to go to, that's challenging. So these donors brought so much light into our unit, and we are so appreciative of them. We now have 26 horses.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to the Dallas community.
Yeah, please do.
We made a phone call. I made one phone call to Salim, talked about the horses we needed and wanted. Within 24 hours, he talked to other members of the community who wanted to support the Dallas Police Department and purchased 8 horses. And me being a chief and not thinking about what else comes with horses, the mounted unit called me back and they basically said, "Hey, Chief, you got us horses, but you didn't get us any saddles."
Tack, yeah.
So then I made another phone call and explained, "Hey, you got us horses, but no tack, no saddles." And within 24 hours, he had another 8 folks that made the donations to the Dallas Police Department. So shout out to the community for really taking care of the Dallas Police Department.
In your time with the mounted unit, has something like that happened that quickly?
No, sir.
Right.
It has not.
Man, it says a lot about our community, how much they love you and how much they see you as such a value add for our city and our department. And yeah, it's quite amazing.
And you know what? This is shameless, but I got to do it.
Go ahead.
And shout out to Texas de Brazil, because that's what he owns.
Yes.
And it's across the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really, really big on law enforcement. And not just in Dallas. He takes care of law enforcement throughout the United States. But major shout out to Texas de Brazil for taking care of the Dallas Police Department.
Thank you, Salim. You do so much for us, and I can tell you, being a member of this department for almost 3 decades, it is greatly appreciated, and it is out of the norm. I'll just say that, but it is greatly appreciated. I want to give a shout out to QT. They recently gave $10,000 to donate for more equipment.
Yes.
I think every week new equipment's coming in. Boxes are showing up over there.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. I love it.
8 horses is a lot to bring in at one time.
It is.
And you've mentioned the trainer
Yes.
a couple of times, but we haven't said his name, and I know he's a pretty special guy. Can you talk about the trainer out there?
Tom Hall. And a lot of people don't know it. Whenever we have tours at the barn, because I do a lot of our tours, whenever you go into our tack room, and Chief, I don't know if you've seen that. If you look above our tack room, there is a plaque that has his name on it. That man is the reason this unit exists. He was the reason and went forward to the city when the burglary started taking place, and he said, "I know a way." And they actually used to catch burglars back then. That was their way. Because back then, when it was park and they had to bring in their own horses and the stables were not the way that they are today, then he helped to prove that this can be done. So that kicked it off.
Look, I'm a fan of Tom because I know he lied to me and told me I was a fast learner. So I'm a fan of Tom.
Okay.
He has me right where he wants me.
Yeah. No, hey, he's been on the show for another episode for something that he did back when he was in patrol.
Right.
But I have watched him train you. I've sat on the sidelines and watched. Very serious individual, and because it's a very serious job, and it's a dangerous job.
You know what's kind of cool too? I want to circle back on something, and I was kind of naive to this when we were able to purchase the eight horses, or we got the donation to buy the 8 horses. How long it actually took to find 8 horses that the Dallas Police Department would accept. Can you talk about the process of finding a horse that the Dallas Police Department would accept?
I have to give that kudos to when I call her my baby officer. Her name's Nadine Cayley. So Nadine is from Pennsylvania. Been riding horses since she was like 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So she came here with an eye on the prize to be in this unit. So she successfully did that. So Sergeant Renteria pretty much assigned her to find our horses.
Talent scout.
Oh my God, is she? Because strictly, if I can tell you, she knows when someone, and if I can say it, is BSing when it comes to a horse, as far as sales and stuff is concerned, then she sees straight through it. And a lot of times, she will do the homework, she will do the searching, and she will send it to Sarge, she'll send it to Tom. And so we have a pretty good circle, thanks to her, of people that we now pretty much get our horses from, Cloudline and certain people. And she'll say it's a good horse, and she'll communicate with them. And then some of them have been to the point to where, I'll sell you guys the horses at this point if you can give me a letter, and I'll just do the other half in taxes. So that, we're appreciative when it comes to that, but she is our eye on the prize when it comes to purchasing our horses.
Yeah, I love it.
Shout out, Nadine.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's amazing. I know that she is. Well, she loves all animals.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I see her. She got a farm, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not surprised. She's the talent scout over there. How many riders do you have now total?
We have 14.
Okay, and is that on the higher end of your capacity for your unit?
Well, it is now.
Right.
We have a class that's going to be starting soon. And within that class, if all of those officers pass, it's going to give us 17 officers and then 18 with that sergeant, because a night sergeant is going to be going through that school as well. So we'll have 18 in total. And I have to give a special thanks to you, Chief, because in the 6 years that I've been in this unit, I have never seen classes go back to back or schools go back to back and then the need. Because when I came on to this department, I used to follow the mounted unit, and there was 20 plus mounts in that unit. And so thanks to you, we are getting back to where we used to be.
I appreciate it. I think the mounted unit is important, and it will never go anywhere while I'm here. I know there was a little push to try to subtract from the mounted unit. That won't happen while I'm here.
I'm sure you love to hear that.
I can't say nothing.
She's smiling. Hey,
she doesn't smile
It's
much.
hard.
no, she's smiling now.
I don't want to call it a frown, but she has that look when she's sitting on the horse, like, don't mess with me.
I say stoic. We'll go with stoic.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll go with that. I think it's mean, but anyway.
Hey, it's intimidating. You tell the whole DFW Metroplex, you tell the whole state, you tell the country why Dallas Mounted is the best.
We are the best because of our training. We are the best because of the commitment that we have to our city, to our unit. And I tell you, being in this unit takes a special person. It's a heartfelt thing. So heartfelt to the point to if your horse is injured, it's kind of like a child. It brings tears to you because you want things to be better. You want it to be best. And whenever we are called to do something, believe it or not, we don't complain about it because we know we have a job to do. And that's one time at times that we actually do smile. We look at ourselves as being the number one mounted unit in the Metroplex. And we don't think that anybody can touch us. It's not a cockiness. It's not a being a big head about the situation. It's a love. It's a passion. It's a this is what I want to do every single day. I can speak on the behalf of my unit to say that we look forward to coming in, cleaning our horses, because we have to do all of that ourselves. That's our connection. Putting on this uniform every day and representing our city in the best way that we can. Whether it's a smile, whether it's a sincere moment. We look forward to it every single day. And with the training that we receive, put us in a competition, I tell you, we will go harder than ever. We push each other every single day. We have a sergeant who pushes us. He loves his job. He has a passion for it. Every single officer and our trainers. So with that being said, we are second to none.
I love it. I love it. I got one thing I have to say, though. I have to give a shout out to the late Ivan Dennis, who some people know in the department. He was one of my mentors when I first became an officer in 1991 at the Houston Police Department. Ivan was with the Dallas Police Department, and we connected through softball, and love the man. I hate that he's since passed away, but I will never forget Ivan Dennis, and I wish he was able to see me as the chief of police.